Okay, so let's take a look at how you can draw the box plot using plotly library in Python. So first thing, let's open command prompt or PowerShell or even terminal, where we check whether we have Python installed or not by typing in Python then -- version, right? Notice the version, right? Now I can type in pip install then plotly. This is the library we use for plotting the various plots and charts out there. I can also use plotly express to do the same, right? I can then go ahead type in jupyter-lab to do the plotting, right? So Jupyter has the notebook system that we will use, right? So we use jupyter-lab to start the server, or I can use Jupyter notebook, right? So once these things are set up, we can start the box plot, right? Before that, for those who have Visual Studio Code, you can open Visual Studio Code, and here you have extension system, which makes it possible to use Jupyter notebook from Visual Studio Code. So simply type in Jupyter and it will show something like this. Install it. Make sure to also install Python, right? Once these two extensions are set up, you can then simply close this tab, go to view, then command line. Here type in Jupyter, then create new notebook, right? So now this tab open with notebook. Here you will see some text area and the button to run the code, right? So we will write the code here. First thing is import plotly.express as px and import numpy as np. Once these two things are set, I can use random seed with some seed value, right? Then I will use variable, then call np.random.normal, where we go from 0 to 500 with increment of 1, right? Then we have to use figure and then type in px.box and pass on variable to y, so it will have that orientation, right? So figure.show, and let's see how the box plot appears, right? It will process and it will also show you the amount of time it took to draw the box plot. So let's wait for this to run. Notice the box plot that appears like this. If you change y to x, it will change in orientation. Notice that it is now horizontal like this. So I'll revert back to y value, right? Now the thing is, we can also add the notch. So use notched set to true, and if we run this, it will look something like this, right? We can also use the points parameter as well. So we remove the notched and type in points equals to all, right? If you run this, it will show you the points to the left, right? You can also remove the outliers by setting points to false, right? So if we run this again, it should appear like original plot. We can also play around with color with the parameter called color discrete sequence, right? And here in single quote, I can type in green so that it will appear green, right? But it is throwing me an error, so I will have to find out why so, right? So here you will notice that it is demanding you to use this within an array, and it will turn out green, right? You can play around with few colors like say orange, right, and then red, right, and then yellow, right? So if we run this, we are pretty much set with that. Another thing is we can also draw the box plot by group. So for that, however, we'll have to change few things, right? For example, we will have to create a data frame, so we'll have to call pandas and also use random library as well. So what we can do, we can simply remove everything. Here I can use import pandas as pd and then import random, right, and then I can set the random dot seed 1, then I can use np dot random dot seed set to 4, right, then I can go for data frame pd dot data frame, right. Now here I will be making use of variable, and then we'll use np dot random dot normal, and within that we will make use of 0 1 to 500, right, and then we can also add comma, right. So we'll take everything below this so that it appears in a better way, right. So next thing, we will be making use of group, where we will use random choices, and within that function we will try and add say g1, then g2, then g3, right. Also we will have to think of cluster, so outside the square bracket use k set to 500, right. So next thing would be to come out of this and go for the figure equals to px.box, and that function takes data frame. Then it will also take our y-axis parameter, where we pass y equals to var, then color we going to set to group, right. Now we will have to find out unexpected indentation, right. So it could be due to this reason, right. So we'll have to take this and see, we can revert back to the top, right. Now that should reduce the error along with this part, right. So we got the indentation error out. Now what we can do is run this code to find out plot by group, right. Let's see what it shows. Okay, so it ran correctly, but we didn't use figure.show, so we'll have to use that. Notice we have 3 groups, 3 different color codes, and our box plot. You can mouse over it and you will get the respective values shown to the right, right. So apart from that, however, you can also experiment with individual colors, right. Before that, I can show you the box mode option. So box mode set to overlay. If I run this, it will show you the box mode option overlay. It will combine 3 box plots over there, right. Now we can open browser, we will type in color hunt, and we will come up with three different colors, right? So let's take three different colors like this. Hopefully it gets accepted, otherwise often it will results in going with default. So what we're gonna do is we will add color district map, right, where we are going to use this g1 set 2 where colon and then single quote, then g2, right, then you can see single quote, then g3, then single quote. Right, now what we can do, come back here, copy this, come here, use paste, but we will have to use hash, right? Then here I will have to come back for new color, use hash, then paste, come back here again, copy, then hash, then paste. Right, now if we run this code, notice that it didn't accept the green one, but the rest of the two are accepted. So these two accepted, this one seems to be kind of shade of this, and these two. So yeah, pretty much the color that we pass got accepted, right? So this is the box plot in Python using Plotly library. There are a lot of other things that you can do, extend based on data, but currently only few of the things that I have covered here.